Previously on episode 52 of Beer, Blues, and BS.
So, you've headed up to there, the murder bird, you're there. Are we sure it's even a bird? Is it, maybe not like a bird like you've been putting on there, maybe a hawk, an eagle, majestic eagle, America?
I'm pretty sure it's a hawk, but, murder bird sounds better than hawk. I mean, let's just face it here, He can get some branding, get some merchandise.
It's like a fighting
he's probably
hawk,
more
right?
popular than us.
Well, there's many things that are more popular than us. And we have that and more on this episode of Beer, Blues, and BS tonight. Because since you don't want to tell me how exactly you're doing, let's get to it. We've finally come to the show where we can share that we have, with the benefit for Smallz, we had a slot for the show. Yes, a guest host slot was up for auction, and tonight is the show where we get to open it up, bring in our guest co-host, and, well, he's here right now. What's up? It's DK5000. Did I get that correct?
DK5000. Yes, DK5000. Yes, or Dale. What? DK5000 for Howard and Mark tonight. Thanks for having me. This is awesome.
Hey, absolutely.
I believe Steve will be joining us later on in the show too.
And we're excited for that too, because that means that we get to have the real entertainment for this show. People other than the two actual hosts of the show.
In a world where every Rob, Steve, and Lane has a podcast, two good brothers will try to rise above the rest. Howard Blues and the Mark Kidder invite you to pour a cold beverage, pull up a seat, and enjoy time with friends. Welcome to Beer, Blues, and BS.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Beer, Blues, and BS. The podcast has been talking so long, it's almost out of beer. I'm your host, Howard Blues, here, as always, with my co-host, the man, the myth, the legend, the Mark Kidder. Kidder, I'd ask how you're doing tonight, but this is just like one long continuation of an already going show. So, is it true, Kidder? Is the beer all gone?
These beers are gone, but they were gone last week. No, 2 weeks ago. Well, they were gone last week, but they were gone 2 weeks ago. So, yes, the beer is gone out of here. Could break into the emergency stash right behind me, but we have business to attend to. As good old Jim Ross would say, "Hey, get straight down to business." I don't know if he actually said that. I'm just thinking that he said that in the style that he said that. So, yes, the epic conclusion of the episode with DK5000 and Brother Smallz discussing many a thing. And it depends where future Howard, now past Howard, edited the past video and this future video that you're about to see, because we could be going forward in time or backward in time and splicing here, talking about this topic or that topic. What are we going to talk about? There's a lot of stuff to talk about, and you're going to love it. We hope you love it. Howard, you going to love it?
Well, I'm probably not going to love having edited all of it, but it was a good conversation. There are some good topics. I may have zoned out, which I gotta say, Kidder, I'm going to throw this out now. I missed it, and
Penalty?
It was an obvious joke.
No.
I should have done it at some point because, hey, spoilers for the episode ahead. They're going to talk Star Trek. I didn't really say much. I should have said Tink at some point.
That would have been good. Next time on Beer, Blues, and BS. So, anyway.
Let's throw it to past us, who will hopefully get this show back on the rails compared to this train wreck of an intro.
Choo choo. Mhm. Oh, I have breaking news with Lane.
Oh,
Yesterday, he came into work, and I happened to be like right there by the door when he came in, and I'm like, "Well, glad you could make it, Lane." And he's got this sack in his hand, and he's like, I'm like, "Oh, really? Well, really?" He's like, "Yep," and he starts laughing, and it's the one bottle of the special reserve stuff and 2 cans of the I don't know, it's a green can, something that he said that I was going to hate because it's a double IPA. And I'm like, I don't care, it's content for the show.
yeah. You know, Kidder would figure just as soon as we debut the Disappointment Lane lower third graphic, he would, of course, bring it. So I'm
Yeah.
not going to get to use that much longer.
Well, there's still time. There's enough time.
Kidder, I don't know about you, but my beverage is out.
Yeah.
Getting
a little dry over here.
I think it's time for a What's on Tap round 2.
Well, I saw DK drinking one of them there Bud Lights. Very tasty beverage. You still on the Bud Light there, DK?
I'm Bud Light. I thought I had grabbed a Michelob Ultra from my bag here, but I grabbed a Bud Light from the fridge. Yes, good old. I like some craft brews, but I'm mostly a domestic beer. So yeah, Bud Light, Michelob Ultra, Busch Light. I keep it simple for the most part. You guys.
There's nothing wrong with that because as Howard and faithful viewers of the show or listeners know that I keep my fridge stocked with some Bud Select. So Howard Blues, are you bringing the pain one more time with the next beer that you have there, or do you have something better for yourself?
Kidder, I will put it this way: the can on this is plaid.
Okay, there, Maxwell.
That's right. I have a Bent Paddle Brewing Company beer. It is an American sour ale with blood orange and papaya that they have lovingly named, Kidder, and you'll appreciate this. And it's the whole reason I bought this, Kidder. It is the Wilderness Tuxedo. Yeah.
Straight out of Canada, eh?
Yeah, I mean it's even got buttons on that part. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see what else
That's
we got here
festive design.
Yep, out of Duluth, Minnesota, 5% alcohol by volume, and hey, this actually has some tasting notes. We love to dress to impress Mother Nature, and a button-up flannel is about as fancy as the wilderness needs us to be. We brewed an American kettle sour in the Berliner Weiss style to pair with blood orange and papaya. Easy going with a refreshing yet buttoned-up tartness. Our blood orange and papaya American sour will take you along on its own adventure. They are really, really laying into the fact that this can has a button-up shirt on it. So let's crack this one open. Not so much of a fruit smell with this Kidder, so maybe I'm okay. Maybe it won't be too fruity.
Maybe he's okay.
Mystery beer.
Let's yeah. Yeah, Kidder, that is a sour beer. Yeah, I'm not really picking up the orange or the papaya, but it is definitely sour and makes for a good, pucker face as you drink it. Not bad though. Not bad. It's not as bad as the Laughing Sun Space Probe Green I had a couple of weeks ago. That was not only sour and tart, but tasted like spruce. That was such a weird taste combination. This one, it's not so bad. Not really getting the fruit out, but it'll be okay. It'll be a good beer to finish off the night with. So that's what I got, Kidder. What do you got for round 2?
Oh man, well let's delve into the fridge once again. Well, let's see. I'll give DK the pick on this since he's the special guest host this evening. We have an Ace Guava Craft Cider. We have the Angry Tiki, the Lilikai Capolo right here. A nice Hawaiian type beer, maybe. We'll figure that one out. Belgian, something or other.
Yep,
Shiner
which I've
Bock
had on the
Mountain
show.
Time. Which you've had on the show.
Mm-hmm.
This one?
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, Kidder, someone just rang the doorbell.
Who's that at the door? Dun, 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 dun. That's a callback to those who might be used to the old Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson, because he'd have a doorbell and then who's that at the door? So there's that. All right. Okay. So you had that one on the show, and then I have this Rind Over Matter, which is a wheat series. So I guess out of any of them here, or I could have a Bloody Mary. DK, what do you say?
Oh, God, I haven't heard much from the cider scene lately. Huh? So how about it? Was guava? Was that the name of it? The cider?
It is a guava flavored Ace,
something like that.
So now that we have the choice, good choice there, DK. Let's bring it up here. It's from Ace Brewing Company, and it is the Guava Craft Cider. 5% alcohol by volume, 12 fluid ounces, 355 milliliters. They've been going since 1993 and going strong. Gluten-free and vegan, and there's no sugar added. Look at that from Ace Premium Craft Ciders. Tasting notes on this on the back. Oh, it's a Brazilian pink guava as well. So cider that was inspired by a trip to Brazil, where we enjoyed Brazil's national cocktail, the Caipirinha. I'm sorry, those who speak Spanish. Blended with their local guava juice. The guava juice was so refreshing that we knew we had to make a cider with it. Experience a taste of Brazil with Ace Guava, a blend of our semi-dry apple cider with Brazilian pink guava juice, fresh guava aroma, citrusy mouth feel. Yes, it actually says mouth feel on it. And a ridiculously smooth finish. You'll find it impossible to put down. Cheers! Or as they say in Brazil, Saúde! The House Brothers second generation Ace Cider Masters. So there's what I just read to you, which of course is absolutely in focus, because why wouldn't it be? Look at that. Nice and in focus. Absolutely crazy. So this is made in
Tasty
California. In Sonoma County, in fact. And please roll can gently before opening. So maybe I gotta roll it here. Oh boy. Just dropping it all over. All right, here we go. So it has an interesting scent to it. Interesting because I'm guessing it's how natural guava would smell, but I can't remember the last time I've had guava. So yeah, that's smooth. Yeah, so it has fermented apple juice, pink guava juice, malic acid, and sulfite for a preservative. So, yeah. All right. Well, there's that. Howard, do you have your beer? Or since someone was at the door, should we let them in?
Well, I did try and throw it to them so that we could introduce them, and we already have done my drink, Kidder. I'm getting a little worried.
You need another one.
I just started this one, Kidder. I'm going to blame
You have two hands.
Yeah. Anyway, you should introduce who came and joined us here.
Mm-hmm. The man of the hour, the reason that this whole show tonight exists, the reason being it's Fortunate Son Big Smallz right here. Not Big E Smallz, it's the Smallz. How the hell you doing, Smallz? Now here's Smallz trying to play stuff, but he's gonna get us kicked off YouTube at this rate.
No.
DMCA is gonna get all
I own
pissed.
rights to that.
Smallz owns all the rights to CCR music. Just Fortunate Son. When did you buy that license? Because we need to put it on the bottom of the screen here so that when the DMCA gets pissed off, we can tell them to point the comments and fines towards Smallz.
I bought it off of Napster.
All right. Was it labeled Linkin Park in the end MP4?
No, Collins in the air tonight.
Oh, you got a good one. Okay. Maybe that didn't give your computer AIDS then. I mean, the webcam at least works, but maybe it's just China spying on you.
It's Russia.
Oh. Soviet Russia spy on you. Yes. Well, remember that in Soviet Russia, drum bang you. So, calm down, comrade. It's fine. What you got over there, dude? He's the camera's flying off the ropes. It's flying over there. It's flying off the here. It's going all over the place. Smallz is just.
Oh, I just gotta plug in my power supply so it doesn't go dead.
Got to power. Plug it in, man. You got to get the juice into the laptop.
But yeah, I Kidder got some stuff coming in the mail for him.
Whoop whoop. Thanks, Smallz.
No, thank you.
You can if you have the stuff, you can show it off because I haven't really touched on what I ended up apparently winning.
I don't want to pull out the poster, but let me see if I can pull a picture off my phone from it.
This is where very nice. This
It's
is
very
where
nice.
Howard put some like waiting music or something, or maybe the gerbil. We could put the gerbil, put him to work. It's been a few episodes since he got a good workout.
It's a hamster. But yes, I put the hamster in.
Need the hamster dance song.
I was going to ask what you're talking about. To go to the best website from 1999 to 2000, dance.com. Internet archive that business.
Oh man, do I tell the guinea pig story? Oh.
It's an opportunity. You're not going to have one of these for like 6 months, so go for it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to change some names to protect the innocent. Anyway,
Change the name to protect the dumb.
back in college, my here, I'll let Smallz show this off.
That is the poster that
We got
Kidder
there.
won.
I love it. Looks awesome, Small.
Kidder, where are you gonna put that?
Yep.
I mean,
I got room up here. Right? I got room up there. That'll be fine. We'll figure it out.
And he also has won a 1997 championship banner flag and a 2000 championship banner flag.
Very cool.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
It all goes to a cause, and I appreciate that. I just worry for Kidder's walls. I mean, if you look at his background, it is just posters everywhere. One of these days, the weight of it is just going to tear his walls down.
Oh yeah, and the Ralph also donated 2 more posters.
Would you say that you break the walls down?
Is it juice in my brain?
Did you have the other random stuff that's not rolled up, like sitting around? Or I saw you moving some other stuff, so I didn't know what all.
Oh no, I didn't have them.
Oh.
I don't have them. Kind of get a box together and everything, and let's say like I added everything all together, and it was the benefit was about $3,000.
Awesome. That's very good news.
And the generous
Heck yeah,
people
man.
from River City Speedway donated $2,000. So I had a big out.
Very
I
awesome.
got thank you cards and stuff, getting them ready to send out and everything. And are you like throwing a fart out or what?
No.
It's like,
So here's yes. So what I try and do, I try and mute, or I try and not say anything. So Orion has some of these little squishy toys, and here's a quick look at Seal. It's the little gummy seal. So it's very gummy like, but he loves chasing after these things and he fetches them. So he's sitting right here, and you probably seen him throughout the show. He'll come up here and he'll like pat me, like, "Hey, can you throw the thing again for me?" So can you show him? Show him. Here you go. See? So there you go.
he's like looking at the
Yep.
he's like throw it already.
There you go. He'll I just threw it back there, and then here you go. He's all excited. He's like, yeah, we got it again. Okay, here you go. Ready? I should have thrown it over that way so you could see it a little bit better. But anyway, he's super excited. He's been doing this for 3 hours already. So he's still going at it. And if we can get him a couple pounds lighter, get that chub off. Yep, absolutely. He's a lean, mean Orion playing music machine. Right? Yeah. You see, yeah. So, all right. Sorry to interrupt there. But Jake's trying to talk about gerbils or hamsters or a story and something he did, and the names being changed to protect people. But if you put 1 and 3 and 8 together, you can figure it out.
Yeah. So back in my college days, I had a roommate who wasn't Kidder, and he dated this gal. And for a while, she was obsessed with this guinea pig video. It was like the most annoying like video ever. It was kind of like Hamster Dance, but like Hamster Dance was like good. This was like guinea pigs and high pitched voice. It was this terrible video, and she absolutely loved it and watched it over and over and over again. And then
Something like that, wasn't it?
No, that's Hamster Dance. This was different.
Oh, right. This is a gerbil.
Anyway, so she was so obsessed with this guinea pig video. Like anybody who she could get to watch it, like that was kind of became like her thing for a while. It's like, do you like guinea pigs? And it was kind of her way to get to showing you this video. And we were out to eat once with a large group of us at Mike's Pizza and Pub, and there was a friend of ours sitting across the table, and who she hadn't seen in a while, and she goes, "Hey, do you like guinea pigs?" And the gal on the other side of the table goes, "No, I don't." You just watch my roommate's girlfriend just kind of like slowly like, oh, just so sad because she's now missed opportunity. And so I go, "Hey, I like guinea pig." She looks up at me with the big like eyes like, "You do?" And I go, "Yeah. They're puntable." And needless to say, that was the end of that conversation between me and her for a while. So that's the guinea pig story. And if you knew who she was, I had my reasons. She didn't have a car at college, nor did her boyfriend, my roommate. And so like I had to drive them from Grand Forks to Bismarck several times. and she would complain about my music the entire time that we were driving. And so I learned that her favorite band was U2. And so at that time, any mixed CD that I made for my car, I would put one U2 song on there for the sole purposes. When that song came on and she was singing in the back, for me to go, I'm going to skip this one. So, needless to say, it was well worth it. And such. So,
And the comedic timing on it, absolutely spot on. Just want to throw that out there because I remember it. I don't remember if I was also present at the Puntable or told shortly thereafter, but spot on.
Kidder, I know you weren't at the Puntable thing only because the friend who was across the table is an ex-girlfriend of yours, and the two of you were never in the same place
Yes.
after that, so you weren't there. But I did tell you about it.
Yes.
So,
And the comedic timing you told me was spot on too. Quality.
mhm,
I love it.
mhm. Yeah. Hey, Kidder, we haven't talked hockey this episode, and boy, do I have a hockey story for you. Something that you will appreciate. I know you follow the Avs, you follow the Sioux, and everyone else be damned. But have you heard about what happened between the Mankato Mavericks and the Bemidji Beavers when they were competing for the Mason Cup at the end of their playoff series?
I heard there was drama and that there was reviewing and a lot of time wasted.
Yeah. So what basically ends up happening is end of the game, Mankato scores a goal to take the lead, breaks the tie, and the place erupts, and it's right at the end of the game. Game over. Should be done. The team celebrates. They do the whole awards ceremony, giving out trophies to the top 3 players, giving out the big Mason Cup. The teams leave the ice. They bring out the Zams and are starting to clean the ice. And the TV commentator's like, well, that concludes our coverage of what? Wait, we're sticking with this. Apparently, the goal is still under review. Kidder, they showed the replay of this, and when that goal was scored, the Bemidji goalie had skated back into the goal, knocking it from its moorings, allowing the puck to come in through the side and not actually score a goal. So the goal is disallowed. They had to bring both teams back onto the ice to finish this game in overtime. That is quite the kerfuffle. And as much as I would have loved to see Bemidji win it, unfortunately, the Mavericks would once again score. And they waited, made sure it was a good goal, and then both teams left, and they didn't repeat any of the ceremony. The one commentator, though, who I was watching when I followed this story, made a great point, and it was worth sharing. The guy who got the number 1 player of the game trophy was the guy who scored the goal that allowed them to win. However, after that goal was disallowed, a different player is the one who actually then scored the winning goal. And the commentator wondered, so does he get the trophy now that he's a hero? We don't know. So I just had to share that. It was a great controversy because so many times you would have thought, the ref would have said, hey, this goal is under review, before they went through all of the awards and all of that. And no, they didn't. It was kind of crazy. They actually had fans running back into the building to see the end of the game because it got announced that it wasn't over. So,
and how long did that actually take place? Because obviously the award ceremony and whatnot, is a good 20 minutes and that sort of thing. But I mean, was this half hour, 2 hours when they reviewed this?
It was pretty quick because they did, as I said, they did the whole award thing. The team skated off, and about that time, they brought the Zambonis on to rezam the ice so that it was back in play condition so that they could continue. But yeah, it was probably about a good 20 minutes or so. I mean, the arena was empty practically because nobody sticks around for the award ceremony. But like they did the team photo, every player skated around with the cup. I mean, they did a lot before it was like, guys, not a goal. So, yeah, it would have been great though if Bemidji would have won because that would just look terrible for Mankato to have celebrated that much and not win. But also, I'm not a big fan of the Mankato Mavericks for reasons. So,
reasons.
Yes.
Go for a reject.
And then on top of it, with the NCAA tournament, it almost repeated itself with the Sioux. And that was crap, first of all. But the right answer came out when you could clearly see that, and Howie, I don't know if you were watching it. I think by the look on DK's face, I think he was watching the game. Smallz, I know you're always watching the games as well. But what happened at the end of the third period with the score tied at 1, Notre Dame shot the puck and went in the net. And everybody was excited, cheering from Notre Dame, of course. And they all cleared the bench and everything. And then they took a good 25 minutes to look at the different video feeds and saw that the goal, the goal itself, was on its moorings. The puck was shot about 0.2 seconds before time expired, and the puck did not cross the line before time expired. And the question between social media and various things of, in favor of Notre Dame winning is that the puck clearly crossed the line before time expired and the green light was on, and this, all kinds of things, right? Or green light wasn't on, signifying the end of regulation. So when they go back and they explain all of it, the time that was on the overhead camera is the arena time for the actual game clock. So when it hit 0, the puck had not crossed the line and was therefore not a good goal because time had expired. The clock on the broadcast is connected to the same system. However, it's delayed, and that's why you see seconds sometimes in a difference of time. The delay also goes to the relays, to the boards on the end where the light comes on, the green light signifying that it is a break in play or a period intermission. So they came back with the right answer there. Goal disallowed, time had expired. Off we go into a 15-minute intermission and then back for OT1. There's a shit penalty that's called, and then, of course, the Sioux have a shitty turnover, and Notre Dame scores to eliminate UND from the tournament for the 2021-2022 season. So it sucks, not the way that I wanted it to go, but watching the game, I don't know about you guys. You'd love to hear your thoughts on this as well, but I didn't feel they were really into the game. Like, this is the last game we're going to play unless we win and we go to the next one. And then that's the last game. Like, really pushing, making it their best effort. I didn't feel it. It just didn't look like that to me. What do you guys think?
Well, I think
I know
they weren't really ready for
Steve,
the tournament.
I only caught the very last little bit of it.
No, like I said, I don't think UND this season, they had their ups and downs, but with so many injuries, I don't think they are ready for the tournament.
It sucks that it's a one and done thing too.
Yeah, it was. Well, yeah, I was like there on the was kind of ironic. I was, I guess, hosting on the GFBS Sports Show last like live updates, hitting refresh on it, and then I know Steve was in the chat providing us and other people too, and I was hitting refresh on the phone, and it was kind of just like you described. I was like, oh, look, Notre Dame won 2-1, and then all of a sudden people in the chat lit up a few minutes later after the review. I was like, wait, they're going into overtime, and then so finally we tune on the game there, and it was literally the last 10 seconds of the game, and we're like, oh gosh, what the heck's going on? Oh, app, just everyone's just heartbroken instantly. It's, just and it sounds like almost the exact same situation you described, Howard, with Mankato Bemidji.
Yeah, no, I wasn't watching the game, Kidder. I know you probably assumed I was, especially because they lost.
Yeah, I guess.
But no,
Well, the Avs lost. Howard must be watching. What the?
I am like the worst bad luck charm for our teams. If I'm actually watching the game, they lose. So, yeah. So, no, but I wasn't watching, Kidder. I was just seeing these score updates elsewhere when they were being posted.
Well, was it the first game, Sioux game that you had gone to at home in like 3 years, and they lost? Is that about right?
Yeah, that happened here.
You're not allowed at the Ralph anymore. You're now trespassed. You can't go. You can't tune in on TV. You can't get updates on your phone. You have to watch highlights after the win has been completed. Done. I solved the problem. Guys, we're champions next year. Let's do this. Hang number 9. Woo!
Heck yeah. Next year.
Love it. Smalls, what do you say? Do me next year?
I hope so.
Oh, well, I mean, I think all of us hope so, but we were hoping for your expert insight here, being a regular sports host of one of these here shows and having that insight.
I think that the class that's coming in next year is going to be really good. So depending on who stays and who goes, though. I mean, there's rumors that Jake Sanderson's going to Ottawa.
You're saying that they're big fans of the Clash?
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking there. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw this, but there's a Fighting Sioux hockey group. And Smalls, I think you're in there, but somebody posted on there. I know, unpopular opinion, but I don't like Chelsea Dagger.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
that was funny.
What? Did you comment on that, Smalls?
No. Some of those posts are just ridiculous, not even worth commenting on.
Howard's shaking his head. I mean, you want to go find that guy now and have some stern words with him?
Might just drop out of that group for a while. I mean, Chelsea Dagger is a wonderful song off of the Fratelli's debut album, Costello Music. An album that I would put Kidder with my theory on music is a perfect album. I love every track on that album. So screw that poster.
Track 7 is good, huh?
I forget what track 7 is on there. I could probably find it.
So, speaking of music, I just found out that the drummer from Foo Fighters passed away.
Hate to tell you, Smalls, I saw your post on Facebook about that and broke the news before you made it on the show. So you already broke that news on this show. So,
well, that's good.
Before you were even here.
So
Triple B is ahead of the game.
It's like you did a quantum leap.
Yeah. Easy now, Scott.
Blast from the past. Awesome show. Oh my gosh, yeah. Gosh, yeah, that's a good childhood favorite show.
So speaking of childhood favorites, as we continue some of the stuff that I see DK5000 put on the old rundown, gaming, as kids, I mean, I got into gaming thanks to my parents getting me a Super Nintendo back in the day and playing the shit out of Mario Kart. And I got super good at it because that's like the main game that I had, and I didn't have anybody to play against. So I just beat the shit out of the computer all the time. And then what was the other super game I had? Star Fox. That was well, I mean, I even still have all the games too. And then upgraded to the 64 when that came out and had GoldenEye and Cruisin' USA 64. So continuing along, then I got into the Xbox world via the Doke, who had an Xbox, the original Xbox, way before I did. We played Halo together, and then I ended up eventually getting an Xbox. Love playing that. Eventually got the 360. Eventually got the what would that have been? It was the it was the Xbox One, because then they had, they add in the extra words after them, right? So then you're like, which one did I have or what? But it was the Advanced Warfare Edition, the special edition that had the 1 terabyte hard drive in it and the custom colored controllers, which was super cool. I just liked how they looked. The game kind of sucked, but the console was sweet. And then upgraded to the Xbox Series X when I was finally able to get my hands on one of those through Best Buy. But game along the years, you big gamer there, DK?
Oh, yes, yeah. Big time. All is going back to pretty much the same life cycle of systems as you. I guess it's weird to go back original Atari, VCS or 2600, however you want to call it. Growing up with divorced parents, my dad would have the Atari, my mom had the NES, so it was weird experiencing both systems at the same time, and then eventually just kind of, as new systems came a few years later, after the other system was out, and that system was like on discount, and then finally able to keep up with them when I finally got my first high school job. I think like Dreamcast, I was able to get a watch right when it came out. It was like shortly after I got my first job, and now most systems I was able to get right around or close to after launch. So I got a lot of games media writing. I was in a games media press for the last 2 decades or so, writing for various outlets over the years and doing the. And like I was mentioning earlier at the top of the show there, Steve and I do the video game over GFPS, Midwest Super Pixel Pros, throughout the last half year. So, yeah, gamer through and through.
And every once in a while, Smallz joins the other good brothers and me in the old Call of Duty world, and, of course, brings in the CCR into the mix.
Should I introduce the game that got it all together and played?
MW2, wasn't it? There it is. Oh, he's holding it up. You got to say something there, Smallz.
It ain't me.
I guess, ironically enough, with Modern Warfare 2, the first thing that comes to mind is, the name of its iconic level, which is kind of relevant now, right? The level where you're undercover, and the first two words where you got to do stuff to maintain your cover. Ring a little bit of bell?
Praise Allah.
Russian? No. Oh, Steve.
Okay, comrade. Yeah.
The no Russian where you go through that airport level, and the crazy shoot the hostages to maintain your cover. And that was just big putting the envelope level. And that was great campaign, great multiplayer. That's right.
What me, Kidder, Howard, and the rest of the gang started playing together.
Rude Boy Kyle was in there, and that's before crossplay. His brother Nico never wanted to get onto the Xbox world. He's stuck in the PS, the piece of shit world, which is fine. They're all cross-platform, and they're all like the same now. It's fine. It's fine if you like that sort of thing. I'm not completely dogging you. It's fine. we had all kinds of people playing, and we'd have a full team. So our team would take on everybody else, and we'd kick everybody's ass. And then Smallz is laughing because I'm like, "It ain't me, it ain't me." And then he's got the playing in the background, and all kind. We were just, and Howard would join us, and he's like, "How'd you guys make it to level 70 already?" Like, I'm level 5. Like, well, we played all week.
Tink.
Yeah, tink. And that's the best thing about playing with Howard, because he's still in the game and he's doing his thing. He's just focusing. He's like, "Howard, where you at?" "I'm over here." "Okay." And then you're hanging out and you're like, "I'm, of course, just screaming." And then Howard chimes in, "Tink," which of course is our code word for headshot, because it's easier to go tink, like the tink sound that some of the games would make back in the day when we would play them. So the tink comes in handy to this day, because then Howard is still there. He hasn't fallen asleep. His game hasn't frozen, and the internet hasn't kicked him off yet.
I also used that to troll Rude Boy Kyle once. We were playing Halo Reach, and that was when they had like the daily challenges and some of that. And one of them came up like, get so many headshots in an X amount of rounds. And he's like, "We can't do that. That's impossible. No one's gonna do that." And that very next match, I'm just sitting there, tink, 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 tink. Yeah, I did troll him that one time with it. And I was actually getting headshots too, but that was a good one. But yeah, I usually don't talk
much. That followed us over all of them, all the other games. He doesn't say much unless there's a problem. We're like, "Well, guys, it's getting a little late. I'll see you later." "All right. Well, glad you're still there, Howard. Thanks, man. We'll see you on the next one."
Yeah. We've had times where like the system has dropped me like from the group, and they have gone on, played a whole match, and I rejoined, and they didn't even really realize I was gone. So, yeah, that has happened.
Have you guys ever had it happen in some length? Eventually, the sleepiness sets in, and next thing you know, you have someone yelling at your head, "Wake up!" and you find yourself you're just walking, aiming the gun down at the ground or up at the seat. I'm here. I'm just checking this target out."
I've had it where it timed me out because I was zoning. You just like, I think I know where I'm doing, and we're playing a match, and then it's like, "You've been disconnected for activity." "What?"
"Oh no."
Well, okay.
Oh, wow.
Rejoin. Yeah, because you don't move anything on the joystick. You're just sitting there like, okay, the game doesn't think you're there anymore. Or I've also had it where I run to take a leak. And you wash your hands and stuff, and I'm like, "Oh, it's the join the match. Oh no!" And then right as I'm picking up the controller, bloop, "You've been disconnected for inactivity." I'm like, "Screw you, EA!" I always hear all the time.
Oh, it's fun when Kidder plays. Rubble.
At least I'm glad at least one person enjoys it.
Oh,
and then of course, the more I drink, the louder I get. Right, Howard?
I've had a couple of times where I've been at home sick, and you guys were playing, and Kidder like streamed, and so I was watching Kidder play, and I don't know, like he probably spent about 60% of the time actually playing the game, and the other 40% reporting everybody on the opposite team for cheating. So I have seen that where it's like all of the gameplay is just he has the fastest fingers when it comes to reporting cheaters. It's just like I can't even comprehend what all he's doing in that reporting, but it's just like whoa. But to answer your question, I haven't fallen asleep while playing a match. I did have my brother-in-law lived with me for a while, and he one evening insisted on us playing Borderlands the prequel. He wouldn't stop playing, even though I'm like, I should go to bed. Oh, just a little bit longer, just a little bit. And we had one where we were running out to wherever the mission was, and I dozed off, and he actually came. He completed the mission, came back. He's like, "All right, we're done." And I'm like, "Huh? What?" I had been running into a wall for like 5 minutes. Kira will tell you that usually when I get tired at that point, I start acting, I cause shenanigans
Like
in
a
games. Yeah, there's a famous incident when Kidder always drives. I always run the gunner seat. It's how it's always been. But we had one night where we were playing through the original Halo on Legendary, and I was done because it was like 2, 3 in the morning. But Kidder wouldn't stop, so I got in the driver's seat and proceeded to drive the Warthog off a cliff. So we'd lose the Warthog. So to get it back, Kidder had to basically jump off the cliff as well. If he didn't jump off fast enough, I would respawn on him. So he'd have to kill me and then jump off the cliff, and we would respawn at the checkpoint, and we get the Warthog back. The problem was that I was driving the Warthog when we hit the checkpoint. So every time we would respawn, he wouldn't be in the Warthog. I'd be in the Warthog, and I'd go right off the cliff again. And I continued that until Kidder finally said, "Okay, we can be done for the night." So.
That was a good 20 minutes of that.
Yes.
Like 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I've situations. Yeah. We're riding up a long cliff with a buddy who was I think it was co-op, and he had a little quad buggy. He was driving alongside me. He had a Scorpion tank, big incline. I thought we were coming up a big valley or something. He kind of stopped at the top of the ramp or so, and I'm like, okay, he's gonna wait for me to come up and make a big group of enemies or something. But no, it was just a random edge of a cliff that led to a bit. He just laughed over that set as I just plummeted in the Scorpion to my doom. So
Sounds very familiar. I'm having flashbacks.
I don't know what you're talking about, Kidder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
yeah, I need to go back to that Halo and play that.
Yeah, probably to get some achievement that that your buddy hosed you out of, because go over there, it's fine. Rude Boy Kyle and I spent 3 days on one part of one of the missions on Halo 5, because you spawn at the beginning of the mission and you end up meeting up with these Marines. You get a Scorpion, and then you have to drive up and then around this curve to meet up with the next part of where you engage the Covenant. And the trick to get the skull is that there's this fighter that's chasing a Covenant. I don't know if it's a Phantom or what it was, but the thing's going like this, and of course it's way in the distance, and you have to come around the corner, and before the one AI Marine says a line of dialogue and you hit the next checkpoint, you have to shoot that son of a bitch out of the sky. It is nearly impossible because you aim right at it and you miss. You aim in front of it to try and lead it, you miss. You aim less in front of it, you miss. You aim more in front of it, you miss. And then you have to blow yourself up, and then you start it again to try and do it. Like I said, we did 3 days of trying to screw with that. And that's with him on the machine gun and me in the tank, or we would switch and do the same thing. Even out with a rocket launcher. So one of us is shooting it with a launcher and the other one's shooting it with tank. Absolutely annoying. But we finally got it after like 3 days. That was about my breaking point for the Halo series. And just before we continue talking about gaming, the Halo live action series debuted yesterday on Paramount Plus. I watched it earlier this evening. It has some points where I'm like, why? And then some other stuff where it's kind of cheesy, but overall, great visuals. For the most part, it's good. A couple notes without spoilers. Master Chief has a different voice, which pisses me off because it's not Master Chief. Master Chief has had the same voice for the past 20 years that they've had Halo. It should be Master Chief's voice. Like, you could pay the same guy to dub over, at least while he's wearing the damn helmet. When he takes the helmet off, fine, whatever. When he's had the helmet on, it's frickin' Master Chief, okay? No ins and outs. And I guess the director never watched any of the gameplay from any of the Halo games. And I'm like, oh, gee, I wonder what's wrong there. Come on. You kidding me? The second part is Captain Keyes in the original game was a white guy who obviously went crazy, and then in the library and with the flood, and we know how that happened. In this, Captain Keyes is black. I'm like, that is not Captain Keyes. I'm all for inclusion of anything that you want to, but he's a key character in the game series. And it's not like a book where you can kind of make it up as you go in your head. He's pretty famous in the first game. And it's not like you have to play that far into the damn game to figure it out, because he's in the first level. Like, not that hard. It's already made for
It's
you.
like one of the first characters you run into.
Yeah. Hey, here, Master Chief, you're going to need this pistol. Save us from the Covenant, because they're on the ship. Okay. Not difficult. Nothing against the actor who plays the new Captain Keyes, but I'm like, he's a key character in the Halo universe. Don't screw with him. Whatever. Just a couple notes. Some of the stuff seems a little forced, like the dialogue, almost like their AI. I don't know if they're trying to make it like the game or not. And plus, they also switch back and forth between the cinematic, you're watching this as like a movie, and first person, like you're playing the game. The game does it better because you're playing Master Chief or whatever, right?
Trying to
But
capture
anyway,
that Doom movie feel.
and The Rock was in that too. Unless
Yes.
there was a different Doom movie that failed, which I wouldn't put it past that. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. Did Smallz, did you see it yet?
Yes,
the new Halo?
I enjoyed it, except for the cheesy running and jumping, but the sound effects, like a game, like the Spartans getting shot, and taking damage, and then the shields.
The shields.
Yeah, that was awesome.
The OP Covenant weapons, though, like they're liquefying people and blowing their legs off. I'm like, where's that weapon in the game? Like, let
Especially,
me have
like,
that
children.
one. Well, see, now you're giving spoilers. I'm trying not to give spoilers, and there you go, giving a spoiler, Smallz. Way to go, Smallz. Hopefully, Future Howard can save us from that spoiler, but now Future Howard can never come back from it. He's going to have to go back and watch Star Wars 2 and see that scene to try and cleanse his palate of this hate. I don't know.
But my favorite weapon was pretty cool in that show.
Mm-hmm.
I did enjoy my energy sword.
Yeah. Where's that in the game, right? Sicking the sword through people and through walls. And I want that weapon in the game. Like, let me actually play that. Let me use those. Right? Orion wants those in the game too. You see that? He's like, yeah, like, where are they? I'm like, I don't know, Orion. They're in the show, but they're not in the game. All right. So enough about Halo, the series. We'll see how it plays out the rest of the season. I will keep you up to date so you don't have to watch. I will painfully watch for you. Don't worry. I will give spoiler-free reviews unless you were wanting to see that Captain Keyes is now black. Whatever. Sorry.
What do you think about Cortana, though?
Well, we haven't officially seen her in the series yet. In the promotional stuff, I've seen her, and I think that's crap too, because that's not Cortana either. I want the Halo 1, 2, and 3 Cortana, because even in the new Halo, that's not Cortana either. What is this high def crap that you're trying to cover her up so she's not like provoking teenage boys to go out and get posters of her on the wall, which you don't see in this area or in this area because I don't have any of them. Don't even fill it in, Howard, because you know I don't have any posters of Cortana, and I never have. Don't give me that look.
No,
Don't give me that look.
no to
Howard's
Future
gonna be a
Howard.
dick.
Howard's already looking up for you.
It wouldn't be the first time that I've changed the posters in the background behind him while he's talking. So, when this comes out,
i.e. Future Howard's a dick. Sometimes.
sometimes.
But he's also cool sometimes. He can do sweet stuff or he can just do this stuff. And I'm like, why? When did I wrong you?
You know, Kidder, I was doing some editing
right here.
I was doing some editing, and I actually like had something where I said something like, "Well, as Future Howard, here's the snarky thing that I should put," and just make fun of myself. And I started I typed it in, and as I then listened to like the next section, you made the same joke, and I'm like, "Wow, I'm gonna have to delete it." So
You should have put it over the top. This is what I put literally 2 minutes before.
No, it was like right at after you and I were on the same brain length as we heard that, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to stomp on Kidder's joke, but it just because I end up having to do that, it always makes it look like Future Howard just picks on you, and not me ever. So that's my story, and that's at least what I'm sticking to.
Right. So I guess going back to the gaming world, really we continued from MW2 into hours and hours and days and weeks of MW3 and almost getting every achievement in that game and almost 10th prestiging and all of that. Listening to music choice on end so much that like the radio brain I had, I got their rotation down into their power songs and their A list and their B list and the recurrence and on and on and on. So I'm like, oh, yep, that song's 2 hours ago. So there's your current. And oh, that song was 3 hours ago. There's a recurrent. I had it all listed. And then I'm like, this frickin' song again. So there was that. Let's see. Then we played Titanfall. I still love Titanfall. I know you didn't play it, Howard. He's shaking his head. He's like, nope, I didn't. That's fine. It's okay. You didn't have to have Titanfall. I know Rude Boy and I played a lot of Titanfall.
Yeah.
And a small you joined us every now and again, didn't you? Mm-hmm.
You Kyle.
Yeah.
You don't mean.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Brother Smallz dropping the F-bombs for Future Howard. Now he's got work to do. And you're yelling at me.
Oops.
I apologize when I do it. Unless I want the content cut. And then there's that. DK, did you ever play Titanfall?
Cut that.
Oh, no. It's been my huge backlog. I've heard the second one is especially awesome. I heard the second game too has like one of the best like first-person shooter single player campaigns from like 10 years or so. So I know it's on EA Play. That's part of Game Pass. I binged it one weekend, and I think that the Titanfall universe is pretty much what Apex Legends, right? I believe.
Yes, I think that sounds correct. I know Howard could confirm that, but for me, Titanfall, the original, which is just a multiplayer, that's really where it's at. So, yeah, the second one, to me, the single player, it was awesome to have because, again, you can play in the Titanfall universe, but then it was just so much of a letdown for me. The restrictions with the Titans that you could have, the gimmicky stuff that they added in from other games versus keeping its original core from the first. And then the cheater pistol, they nerfed the cheater pistol in the second one. We always call it the cheater pistol because if you hold your aim on a target, you could get up to, I want to say 6 or 7 different AI targets, and you'd then fire and and they'd all die because it's like headshots. But on players, it would be a longer lock on, so you had to actually follow, but then it would shoot the 3 or 4 that it would take to bust the shields and then kill that person. So it's kind of a cheater pistol. It was fun.
Like the original Halo 1 pistol, but love it. 2 OP.
Oh, I love that. In the series, they have that pistol. So,
oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just say that Valkyrie from Apex Legends is part of Titanfall.
I know Steve does a lot of Apex Legends on our show, where Steve laid down a lot of knowledge for Apex Legends there. Do you guys do that as well?
I don't Apex That's all.
It's my other go-to game when I don't play Call of Duty with the boys.
I don't game anymore. I have a toddler and a baby daughter on the way. So this is what I do with my free time. So
Here, I'll give you this. You can
last
play with this
offline-
for the next 20 minutes.
Last online multiplayer games I really got into a lot was playing on the regular for long stretches there with buddies after work or so was probably a couple of those there, like probably 2, 3, 4 years and played a lot, way too much Gears of War 2. And there, of course, in sports to some of the NBAs and Maddens. When they brought back NFL Blitz, the rights to it, and they brought back NFL Blitz on like Xbox Live Arcade game. I was actually really good at that game too. I had some really good win streaks. So yeah, that the last main online multiplayer games I really committed a lot of time to, and occasionally I'll dabble in. We did some like online multiplayer segments on our show there where I think we tried out Among Us on Halo Infinite. We tried out a few random online rounds, and I think maybe 1 or 2 other random. Yeah. It's the online competitive seems to see when it all starts up. It's hard to keep up with everyone else to a game after spinning for a few weeks and everyone else is already pros in the online scene for it.
I even played the beta for Infinite for the multiplayer, and I hated it. It was maybe it's just because I'm old and I hate the old new games. The newfangled games are just garbage. Like, I don't know if it's that or it's just because they added in a bunch of stuff that didn't need to be added into a Halo game, because then they didn't make it a Halo game. They made it a shooter game like the other various games that are out there. Like, it just was a bunch of shit that wasn't necessary for a Halo game.
Oh, language.
yeah.
I just can't use the F word.
I mean, you can use it. It just means future Howard will swear at you when he gets to that point, because he will have forgotten that you used it. And so as he's sitting there editing and doing other things, all of a sudden you'll drop it and he'll be like, okay, go in and put the bleep sound effect. So it's okay. Kidder does it all the time. He's the biggest offender.
Well, you and I spend the most time together on this show. So if you paint by the numbers, of course I'm going to offend the most because I'm here with your dead ass most of the time. Other than that,
I'm also getting into Fortnite.
Oh yeah, yep, big Fortnite player. Yeah, I know. Big
Smallz, you need to get up and I need you to floss.
No, I
do
can't
Fortnite
stand those
dances for us.
If there was a fortunate son dance,
well, of course there is one. It's when you're flying in a Huey and you have your bar ready to go and you're gonna get some VC ass. That's what you're gonna do. Well, as we wrap up the game segment of the show.
I guess one last thing I had on the gaming scene is I kind of got for the notes there is have the current systems out for the ones that released last year, or were you able to find or kind of hard to track down? You can't really walk into the store and get them for the Xbox Series S5, or are they on radar at least?
For me, I haven't been looking into any of them, but that's again, as Kidder knows and Smallz knows, I really am. I'm so busy, I do hardly play. In fact, the only reason I've been playing Call of Duty with him is because Kidder drugged me into it, kicking and screaming. It was kind of the, hey, here you go. You need to play with us. Oh, okay. I haven't updated it. Yeah, I haven't updated it in a while, Kidder. I have a feeling when I go to update Call of Duty, it's my...
Oh, there's a million updates.
You better turn it on before you go to bed just to let it sit and spin for the weekend.
I'm not going to be gaming anytime soon. So for me, I haven't been looking at a new system, but we'll see. Probably when they become more available, I'll move up. Or like what happened with me getting the Xbox One, Kidder and everybody else will have jumped up to it. So when I do get a chance to game, they're all on a different platform and I have to catch up. So that's the only reason I have an Xbox One, which I still yet Kidder to buy a game for myself. Well, except for Stardew. I did buy Stardew. That one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no. You bought one.
But
So for
Yeah.
me,
It's the only-
I was
Gotta fix them crops.
yeah, he's out there sowing crops and getting gamer knowledge on plants to grow together. This here's gardening, see? It's going to be some quality crops this season. It's going to be great, I tell you. It'd make a trip to town to make a good sale on it, too. I got
Growing
some
some
good
integrity.
integrity here. If Howard was up on, well, he might be up on the joke because Rude Boy Nico and I talk about it enough. So, Randy Marsh opened up a marijuana farm and calls it Tegrity weed, and he's like, everybody needs a little bit of integrity. So,
I haven't watched South Park in
well, now you're caught up.
years. Like, I think Kidder, the last time I watched South Park, you and I were living
So-
together. That would have been 2007 to 2008.
We'll get you caught up.
So it's been a while since I've watched South Park.
We'll get you caught up. It's all good.
I believe HBO
I-
Max has the seasons.
Yep, that's correct.
Yeah.
And SouthParkStudios.com.
Yeah,
Oh,
but as Kidder can also
still
tell
do it
you,
too.
I don't have a lot of time to watch things. So, as I said, a toddler will suck up your time like you wouldn't believe.
For me, I tried to find the Series X in the pre-orders, and of course, all the bots bought all of them right away. So I was never able to get one in the pre-order, and even in months after the release, until I ended up staying up all night in the hopes that the rumors that the restock would happen in the morning at whatever time, and I was able to get one. But it was like a month or two after I had the damn thing in my cart and I'm checking out, and it would refresh and invalid password. I'm like, what? They type it in and, oh, sorry, this is sold out. I'm like, come on. Thanks for screwing me over. It's stupid Best Buy app. And the website wasn't any better. So it's just, the thousands of people trying to get onto it right away and scoop them all up. But as for Brother Nico, I can report that he got a PS5. I don't know which version, but he was able to get onto the next gen. And so he's now in the next gen, and he can play crossplay Battlefield 5. Is it 5? No, that's not the latest one. 2045. That's the latest one. He got it on super sale, and I bought the ultimate version as a pre-order because it looked super awesome and the beta was kind of fun. And I haven't played much of it.
Yeah, I got get an Xbox Series X, like I think about a month after they launched. Just happened to be right time, and I heard they're going up for sale, and so I just I'll give it a shot. And long shot, but I guess I got lucky hitting the checkout button, getting pretty quick on it. So yeah, enjoying it. I get a kick out of the Xbox Series X replica mini fridge. I have various retail outlets. I don't know if that has caught your eye, but yeah, love my Series X. Really loved how.
That was going to be the fridge to go right here.
I think it went for under. I don't know if you can still find them now.
Yeah, it was like $100, and I tried to pre-order it.
Or are you
ran
planning on getting? Oh shoot!
Yeah,
Yeah, it's Xbox One to the Xbox Series X. It uses the exact same dashboard, so it's like and you just have an external hard drive on my Xbox One. Just pretty much plug that right into the Series X, and it was just go within a quick little 5-minute setup process.
that's what I liked about it too. When I switched over from my old one to my new one, it was pretty much ready to go because I have an external as well. And the unfortunate thing with the new gen is that you have to have the specific storage devices, so then you can use the rapid storage or whatever it calls for, because it won't let you install it on a slower connection, even though my 5 terabyte external is a 3.1 USB, which is fast, just as fast as plugging the damn thing into the back, the cards that they have for them and whatnot. But whatever, we'll see how that goes. Smallz, you still rocking the?
Oh, I got the
One X, or
I want to get the 1X. I just know Walmart store all they carry is the S, but I want a disc format. I don't want the digital.
So you want the Series X? You want the newest of the new liquid like we have? Perfect. I got you.
Yeah.
Because you could get an Xbox One X, and you'd at least be into like I get that one could do 4K if I remember right, if it pushed it hard enough. But Series X, where it's at.
I want to say I think that's right.
Soon.
Yeah, I think it's KUHD and like 2. Yep.
It's all good.
Like some 4 games like. Yeah, the Series X, it was because I was playing Borderlands 3 online with a friend, and when I made the jump to the Xbox, I noticed my games definitely loaded faster, and I'd load into a level first before him because he was still playing on 1. And that's load times are one of the first things to notice with the jump. It's
to me, Modern Warfare almost looked like a different game because of the resolution jump in the characters, the textures, the maps, just how everything worked, and it was how smooth it was compared to an old gen at that point being on the Xbox One. I mean, it was crazy, the jump. I don't know if you noticed that too.
Yeah, I didn't play any Call of Duty game after probably I think Black Ops 2 or 3. But yeah, Borderlands was one. Borderlands 3 was one I was playing a lot on Xbox, so that one really popped out a lot to me. And I guess a few other games too. Wreckfest, jumping over on that. They added a Series X update to it, and that added extra track too. And it's like better, just like graphical, like dirt getting kicked up on track, stuck on the vehicles, made it all pop a little bit more, made it look definitely a lot more. Really liked it, and I hear Forza, the latest Forza, unbelievable on there. It's a really good looking game. But the 4K stuff definitely lives up to its name. I love it.
I'm a big fan as well. So hopefully a lot more games are like the next Modern Warfare 2, which is apparently the next Call of Duty that'll be coming up. But we'll see how that goes. Now, I see the next topic on here is related to Star Trek. Did you put that on there, DK?
That was me. I know Star Trek on previous episodes, so I've been keeping up with Picard. Just got reactivated Paramount Plus here when Picard started. I worry until this latest season. They just had their season finale, so I've been kind of catching up with that in between episodes. I'm through I think 7 episodes of the latest season. So I know I kind of skipped your guys's I want to say your Discovery portion because I'm just kind of catching up on the latest season, but I am digging this season so far, I think more than the previous season, so I'm hoping to keep the momentum, at least the first 7 episodes. So the previous 3 seasons of Discovery, it was kind of like 50-50. One episode I really liked the dip, but it always fluctuated throughout the seasons. Seasons 1 and 3, when they had those realities, those were just took me out. It seemed like filler, wasted time. I guess we'll see. I'm not looking at expression on your for not giving for any clues for what to expect for this season, but I'll see where Picard the first of the season. I know 3 episodes. Think I'm enjoying it. I'm not quite sure. How about you guys on Picard?
So I know that Howie Blues has not seen any of it. I don't think he's ever seen an episode of Discovery thus far. So he's in the Star Warsy world. So it is what it is. But I won't go off on a tangent because Howard knows that he's tired of hearing about it. I bring up the various points in the series of how many times per episode can Burnham cry or other members of the crew cry. What plot holes don't make sense? Why are they sad now? Why can't they be a Starfleet officer and just do it? And with the latest season, without any spoilers, why does it take them so many episodes to try and get to a point when the whole episode or the whole season could be summed up in 1 or 2 episodes, like a 2-part episode would have been fine, and then figure the rest of it out. So that's Discovery. Picard, first season, it was okay. I thought they tried to do too much in too little, because the stories were a little discombobulated to me. And then really with the first 3 episodes of Picard, they're going a little bit over the top with certain elements, like they're bashing you in the head with some stuff of like, don't kill the planet, be nice to people, be inclusive, and they're smashing it on your head, and you're like, yeah, but talk about the other stuff. Like this could be neat. And of course, the final moments of the 3rd episode. Well, this is new. Like, okay,
yes,
where is this going? And why only 10 episodes? And if only 10 episodes, why are they 40 minutes? Make them an hour and a half.
Yes, yeah. Go all out. Yes, I do get caught up with Discovery. I'm thinking, I want to say I'm hearing some good buzz about Dex. I kind of just missed it when I was watching, going through the previews. Like, oh, this can't be worth watching. Just Star Trek guy. That's what looked like. I watched just a couple of clips, but over the last couple of years or more, it's worth checking out. Have these market kept up with it?
So with me, I've gone to the last 6 Star Trek conventions in Las Vegas, and the convention was called off because of COVID the year that Lower Decks premiered. So the sad thing is there wasn't a convention for them to get excited and share a bunch of promotional materials, but the premiere of the 2nd season happened while the convention was going on. So they had one night when it premiered, they had a watch party, and so we went to watch it and joined in a whole bunch of with other people to watch it. The Easter eggs that are thrown in everywhere are hilarious for hardcore Star Trek fans, because Mike McMahon is a huge Star Trek fan. So that's super cool, being the lead imaginative mind behind this whole series. They do get ridiculous, and they go out there, and the whole premise of the show is really, okay, this ship, this isn't what you see on the actual shows. This is the ship that comes after those other ships have already come and gone and figured things out. Now it's time to clean up. Now it's time to make second contact. Now it's time to try and meet the demands of what these other superstars had done. And then you see some of the less than glamorous things about Starfleet, who cleans the toilets, who cleans the ship, right? And the questions you always had, perhaps watching the game or watching the show as you're growing up, and you're like, where do they poop? Or who takes care of this? Like, why are the chairs always aligned when they go back into the observation lounge for a meeting? Like, who does this? Who vacuums the floors? Just stupid stuff, right?
Well, like several months ago,
this is somewhat of an intro into that.
Yeah, it's very interesting you bring that up too, because about several months ago, I finally finished what took me probably 2.5 years, very slow rewatch of Next Generation. Came to the episode because in the last season of the series, like maybe several episodes before the end, the episode titled Dex, and I didn't recall seeing that the first time around. I'm like, oh my gosh! And then I kind of the episode was out and what to expect out of the animated show, so that kind of reignited my actually interest in maybe I should check out this animated show. That kind of looking at what the critics are saying, pretty much sounds like it's worth checking out, because they got 2 seasons out now.
Yep. And the next part, or the season 3, I can't remember how they worded it, but Paramount worded it interestingly, where there will be more Lower Decks at the end of this year, whether it's part of season 2 or continuation, into season 3, however it works. But it's worth a watch, and it does have some really laughable moments, and there's just obscure stuff all over the place. From Mike McMahon is a huge Deep Space Nine fan as well, and Deep Space Nine is my series, like that's my jam. And so there's DS9 Easter eggs thrown in all over the place too. So and even with Picard, if you saw on the 2nd episode, in Picard's study with all of the trophies, if you will, and they're naming different names of people. Just most of them were from Deep Space Nine. But I also learned, and Howard would get a kick out of this, that one of those trophies was Yoshi, as in Yoshi from Super Mario. They molded his skull and put it on the monument there as a trophy. So that's from one of the production. There's a bunch of other, Easter eggs between Picard, even in Discovery, and Lower Decks. The vehicle that Picard and the other person drive off on, the license plate is S02E01, which is the episode in The Next Generation when Guinan debuts or first appears in The Next Generation. Things like that and Mike McMahon sprinkles those through Lower Decks, and the producers are trying to get that, lip service to former fans or older fans of the new, bring them into the new stuff.
I will definitely.
Anyway, I don't want to bore Howard more.
Jump into that. I'll definitely get caught up on Discovery there. So yes. Thank you for the
least I can
recommendation.
do. Just bring a tissue or two, okay? Just have one with you. Other than that, go rewatch Deep Space Nine and remember the glory of almost.
I am actually
Glorious.
watching 10 episodes on the first season, only about 10.
And I know it's. Oh, so how did you like the Move Along Home? Did you like that episode? Ella Moraine. They get
which one is that?
Cisco and Bashir, Kira, and Dax are transported into this game, and they have to go through the game because they're pieces in the game, and if they die in the game, they die in real life. But Quark thinks that it's just a game until they figure out that the four of them aren't actually on the station. And they keep saying "Move along home." That was the third
maybe I haven't gotten that
episode
far.
or fourth episode in season.
Gosh, no, I don't think I got that far yet.
Yeah.
I have to.
Super early, and a lot of people dig at that episode all the time. Like, yeah, look at them; they're playing, hopscotch in a Star Trek show. This is stupid. And you think of the grander picture of them getting stuck in the game and have to play the game and deal with the consequence in the outside world. It doesn't seem as stupid, but I'll turn some light on, and you can see the Batleth and the Mechleth up here behind me. And the Batleth base right over here is actually signed by Michael Dorn, Robert O'Reilly, who played Chancellor Gowron, J.G. Hertzler, who played General Martok, and Terry Farrell, who played Jadzia Dax. On the bottom, I have it signed, it's on the back. I have it signed by Eugene Roddenberry.
Oh, wow.
So the cool thing, and I got all the signatures myself at the convention, and then got them, certified by the dude who sits there and does the signature certification and authentication if you're buying something. But the matching pair of the Mechleth and Batleth was a fun purchase. I always wanted it, right? And Howard always knew that I wanted a Batleth, and so one year, you can't really see it because it's super tiny, but it is there. Howard got me my Batleth. It's the Batleth letter opener that Think Geek used to sell when they were a thing.
Yep.
So thanks for that, Howard.
Yes.
Any final Star Trek thoughts? Perhaps your favorite movie? Perhaps your favorite series or episode?
Yeah. Well, the first season of Deep Space Nine, but I have seen all of Next Generation and all through of Discovery, and I've probably only seen maybe 15, 20 episode Enterprise and Voyager, scattered reruns over the years. That's way more fresh in my mind. I'd probably have to say they're probably with Data and Picard, where they go to trial. It's called More Than Human, I think. I think that's what it's Measure of Man.
Measure of Man.
Yes. I found out later that time travel one is really good. And that one where they invented the time loop episode, I'm blanking on the name for it. I did some research for it before Groundhog's Day, and it came out several months to just under a year before Groundhog's Day. They played up a serious drama episode. That one's definitely episodes. And probably my favorite title of a TNG episode is a holodeck one.
With Kelsey Grammer, right?
A fistful of betas. That is probably my favorite title of a Yeah, that time loop episode is very grim, but I loved it. It's really good. Yeah, because all their time episodes now are the big thing. They're all just super fun and just levy. But favorite movie? It's a three-way tie with Voyage Home and Star Trek 4: The Voyage Home, right?
Yep.
Right. And then 11, the reboot. I guess not officially a reboot. It's is it Kelvin? Is that the thing, right? The Kelvin.
Yep.
Universe.
Kelvin timeline.
I'm probably getting it wrong.
USS
But,
Kelvin.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Those are my three favorite. But yeah. How about your favorite movie?
Howard's doing the yes chance because of his thinking of the superiority of the 2009, 11, and 13 movies, or 15 movies. He thinks they're superior, but Howard's delusional. It's okay. The out of the original movies, I really think that Star Trek 5 has some plot holes and gets a bad name and isn't as bad as what people think it is. Because you rewatch them and you get a little bit more out of it. Star Trek 4 was one of my favorites growing up. Star Trek 2 would be up there as well, but I think the pinnacle would be First Contact for me.
Oh yeah, big time.
Because I'm a huge fan of the Borg.
Yeah, Star Trek 8 is fantastic all around.
And I'd ask Howard, but he'd just say the one that ended because it's over. What Smallz have to say? What you have a favorite Star Trek?
Never got into it. Never watched it.
Well, DK's got some work cut out for him. Then
yes,
he's going to get you into it. Then you're going to go into me. You go to the con.
Yes,
me.
We'll be heading to those conventions down the line.
They're fun, man. I mean, this last year was annoying because of the regulations and extra stipulations because of all the shit going on. But in previous years, just going down and you're surrounded by, thousands of people who are all there enjoying Star Trek. I mean, it's just like going to a WrestleMania, but for your favorite TV show. It's just cool to experience and to see props, to buy props, and this is they're Roddenberry props and they don't make them anymore. They don't even have the Star Trek license anymore. Howard knows that I have a Roddenberry tricorder from the First Contact era, a Type 9 tricorder that lights up and sound and everything, and phasers and a pad, all kinds of stuff, right? Uniforms, all that. It's just fun. And then you get to see people who you watch in these shows come talk about their experience during the show, what they loved about their character or episodes or shows and what meant a lot to them, how these directors that they worked with, impact of the shows and the lines, the delivery, so much. And when Patrick Stewart did the surprise announcement coming out on stage to tell us, as in the universe, because it was all over the place, that, yes, Patrick Stewart, will return as Captain Picard. It was crazy. I cried.
Holy crap.
Cried.
And that was like breaking news, like it didn't just leak online or anything?
That was the surprise because nobody knew about it except for the people, like maybe a few handlers at CBS. Patrick Stewart wasn't even on the bill to be there at the convention at all, and that he flew in for that purpose. Alex Kurtzman came out on stage and goes, "Hey everybody, I know we just finished with this panel with whoever was out there. I don't even remember, but I just wanted to come out and talk for a few minutes and let you know, there's some surprises and things coming up in the Star Trek universe, and we have some things that we're working on, but there's somebody here that has a couple words." And of course the doors open and frickin' Patrick Stewart walks out and everybody's going, "Okay." And then, he says his announcement and everybody freaks out. And then it got posted everywhere, Facebook and Twitter, and official CBS channels had it immediately up, as well as the big announcement that a Star Trek series is now in production with Patrick Stewart returning as Picard. And what will it be? We don't know. And all of that. And of course, here we are. That would have been 4 years ago, and getting to see the second of 3 seasons. So anyway, I talked enough about Star Trek. Howard hears this every week.
Thank you for indulging us, Howard. Steve.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry to put you to sleep, Smallz. Jeez. Anyway, I suppose that Howard's getting ready to say a classic line.
I was gonna say, Kidder, and
Am
I
I
was
right?
being
Am I
polite,
right?
letting you guys finish your Star Trek talk. But we've been talking for quite a while. It's time to wrap this show up. I even gave us an extra hour, so woohoo.
I appreciate you guys staying late till I got
He's
back.
gone back in time now so that his camera can't even find him. he's doing a slingshot around the sun or something to go back and get here even earlier. That's what's happening. But yes, it is that time of the show, and a couple big plugs up front. Of course, GFBS, that's Grand Forks' best source. Make sure you visit them on all the social medias and the websites and the YouTubes and everywhere that's out there. Check out the old GFBS and, of course, good old DK5000 and my old drinking buddy, John Roberts, everybody, and the ride home. And the vocal lubrication and the obligatory what up, mang, because we got to have that in there too. All right. So aside from that cheap plug, man, Smallz, I'm going to throw it over to you for just a second here. And if somebody's watching this and they still want to help you with the medical bills, get you going in the right direction even more than what people already have, what can they do? Where can they go? How can they get a hold of you?
They can just reach me through Facebook and provide them with some other information with payments or anything, donations, whatever. And I did find out that I'm going to be getting a 2018-2019 UND jersey, hockey jersey. So that might go up for sale, you know. And I don't know. I appreciate being on the show. Just giving you guys the update that probably saying by the end of April I should be fully healed. Everything's looking good. Got one more surgery left to do, and then I should be. And that's it. Back to myself.
Awesome. You're always yourself, Smallz, but we're here to support you, and we're happy that you're feeling a lot better and doing a lot better, because that means a lot to us, and so I know it means a lot to you because you know, it's you. So
and I'm thankful to be alive, and not buried, and I wouldn't want to wish this on my worst enemy, and it's just weird that things happen random and you wouldn't expect it.
Well, we're glad that you're still here, Smallz, not only just for the fact to join us here tonight, but to play games and be out there doing your thing day in, day out, bringing joy to so many other people than just us, with the DJing and how so many different people, you bring joy into their lives too. And so from bottom of my heart, I'm thankful that you're here, and I'm thankful that I could support you and that we could support you with the show as well. So still fighting for you, Smallz.
I just know that at my funeral, you'd be entertained.
I would be entertained,
everybody
or all.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So I will be walking. I would want everybody to walk out to Portrait
walking on sunshine for a second there, but
no.
I would find a way to arrange a Huey to fly in and carry your casket out to the burial site. And then, of course, on the speakers on the side, it has to blare Fortunate Son, because why not, right? We'll find a way. We have how many decades to go yet? Probably a good 5, 6, 8 decades to go. So between the other three of us, we can figure it out, I think. So anyway, thanks again, Smallz. Really appreciate it. DK5000, man. Thanks for guest co-hosting this show. Thanks for bidding on it. Thanks for giving us a winner for a Smallz benefit there. And we hope that you enjoyed the show. Coming to the end of it, any final parting thoughts?
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. This has been awesome. Easily got way longer, so this is so much fun to touch on all these Star Trek, wrestling, game, you name it. And Mark, I echo everything said about Steve. the road recovery there. You're almost back to form there, dude. So keep on through your rehab and everything, man. And real glad to see you getting back out there, man. So having this has been great, guys. Awesome.
Woo!
Thank you so much.
No, thank you for being on the show. Kidder and I always enjoy having different guests.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I can't remember if I said it to Smallz or if I said it to Howard, but when we were talking about getting this thing together, and I know that I kind of like, oh, we should do this as a guest thing, and the voicemail, whatever. But I'm like, I hope somebody bids on this. Because I get it, like this completely random show that I'm sure most of the people there had never heard or seen of, and like, well, what is this? And so between us talking, well, we should put some like, what's the show about? Where can I find out info? Maybe what do we talk about? Maybe some people will be interested in, we're not telling you what to talk about. Want you to and talk about what you want. And that should be good. Send it over to Smallz. Yeah, it looks good. I'm like, what is it? But do you think people will bid on it? Is this fine? Yeah, I think so. Great confidence boost here. So then I tell Howard, $1. If it's $1 that's bid on this thing, it's $1 for Smallz, and damn it, Smallz deserves that $1. So we'll do it anyway.
I even think we even had the bid at. I think we had a bid at started at $1.
I couldn't remember what. Yeah,
or $1 or $2. It was like $1 or $2.
Yeah, one guy bid $5, and then I think other people were encouraging to do it. Like, no, this is for benefit. I'll bid a little more, go up to 15, and I thought someone else was that same guy was time there, but nah, man, it's just all for good cause. Glad to help. So yeah, I like
yeah, there was a lot of people asking what it was.
Hopefully
I like, me, I love the
right direction.
Podcast.
Did you tell them BeerBluesBS.com, go on YouTube, go on Facebook?
Yeah, I knew Gail would probably be interested in it.
No, once I saw there, I did a printout for it. Yeah, definitely, because like I said, I heard guys' show before when promoting the GoFundMe. I'm like, oh yeah, this seems like a fun show to join in on. So heck yeah,
we try to be. We don't do the politics because there's enough places that talk about politics and whatnot, and we don't want to bring people down. So we talk about the stupidity of TV shows and what we like, what we don't like, ups and downs of hockey and wrestling, and Howard's series with the Howard's Cave of Wonder is our biggest go-getter because he shows off his talent and really sucks people in. Now, if they could be converted into subscribers, that would be great. You gotta get the
try.
Yes,
try.
the hypnotoad. We need to get something, and then it hypnotizes them to subscribe, like, and then go to every other video on our channel and
dominate their algorithms.
We can help.
Yeah. We're the same. We're always trying to expand and get more, and YouTube is so unpredictable.
Glad that we could do it again, and really thanks to you for bringing some entertainment and classing up the joint. That's what I'm saying tonight. So for Howard Blues, because he's kind of like Silent Bob, but we call him Silent Howard on the show. Join us online, beerbluesbs.com. beerbluesbs.com is right here on the bottom of your screen. You're watching the YouTube version, and it's in the show notes if you are listening to this and you want to join us on our website. We have a merch store. You could buy shirts, pint glasses, hats, backpacks, maybe even a satchel. There's so many sweet items and so many different designs at beerbluesbs.com. Please.
You can also buy the guys that
That's a great cheap plug there, Smallz. You absolutely can buy us a round or buy us a beer. That's at beerbluesbs.com too. Thanks for sharing that piece of info. And I'm sure future Howard even put that info up. And if you have something you would like us to share or just something to tell us, you can do that in the comments if you buy us a beer. And then we can put them right here on the screen if you watch the video version. And then if you want to make fun of us, that's fine. If you want to have some inspirational message like Smallz is awesome and Fortunate Son needs to be played more on the radio, you can say that too, I guess. It's fine. We have the technology. But beerbluesbs.com, there's that, the merch, links to Facebook, YouTube, all of the above. If you're listening on any audio service, Make sure you click subscribe, and you can search us on pretty much every audio service that's out there between iHeartRadio, Spotify, Pandora, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Stitcher FM. We're on all of them. So on your favorite one that you already have an account for, you don't have to go find some other random one. Just search Beer Blues and BS. Click the subscribe, please, to get the very latest episodes. And if you have a YouTube account, we'd love for you to go there and watch the video versions of this here show, because then you can see all of the interesting things that Future Howard throws in to the videos and his little side commentary, because he's got some pretty quippy quips that he throws in there, and you'll like to see those too. Of course, sharing is caring. Click the thumbs up, subscribe. We would love for all of that as well. And then Facebook as well. Like us there, share, comment, like, fantastic. Think we've cheaply plugged enough cheap plugs for this here show. So for DK5000, for Howard Blues, for the man of the hour himself, that's Brother Smallz. Hey, I'm the man, the myth, the legend, Mark Kidder. What? Oh!
Thumbs up.
Now, Smallz, you saying you got wood? You should probably turn your camera off.
Yes, about getting nailed.
Glad I got DK with that one. All right. For those of you who don't know what that is and you're too young to understand that, search on YouTube when this video is done of Hacksaw Jim Duggan got wood. You'll be fine. I'm the man, the myth, legend, Mark Kidder. Thanks for joining us for this episode of Beer, Blues, and BS, and we will see you again for the next one. Remember, keep your glass at least half full. There's free beer tomorrow, and we will catch you on down that old dusty Tuscan highway. We'll see you on the next one.
You have been listening to a UA production of Beer, Blues, and BS. If you enjoyed the show, help others find out about it by rating the show or leaving a review at your podcast listening service of choice. Thanks for listening, and may your glass never be empty. UA Productions presents A Glimpse Behind the Curtain.
I guess you have to want to do a nickname. I guess like one, my dumb. If you remember the wrestler, I only remember seeing him on like a handful of matches for Impact back. D-Ray 3000. So I just kind of did a riff on that. I did DK5000. That was the upgrade. So
it's good enough for us.
all right, I'll take it. Great.
Better than Big D, I'll say that much.
Big D. Him so much shit before. He's like, what do you want to be called? Big D. Okay.
Okay, I remember the joke now. It's coming to me. Yeah. Shotgun Sally's old name. Or wait, no, one of the 4 names before it settled on Poorhouse.
Big D's, yep. I remember doing an on location when they opened that, and every time I'm like, come down to Big D's. Just, you can't say it.
I only think that lasted like half a year, maybe.
Yeah.
It was Metal Bar, Big D's, Shotgun Sally's, Poorhouse. Gosh.
Yep.
I mean,
well, I caught, was it the last episode I caught? Who told the was it where you guys drag racing on Washington? Was that it? Yeah. Was it mail trucks, right?
Did he have mail truck store?
That cracked me up. Yeah, I was listening to that at work, and I just kind of had a side of the aisle so no one would see me just cracking up.
The best part of that, and Kidder will know, is as soon as I brought it up was Big D's response to that because he's like, oh, you actually are going to tell this story. It's like, yep. He was doomed to have us tell that story the moment he agreed to be on the show. So
that was
a good
oh
time.
my gosh, that was I really dug that.